Hey, what's up, everybody? So we're back with another episode of the Draft Huddle with my boy Fus the King. What's up, man?
Joe Rizzle,
What
do you
is?
guys see me? Oh, sorry about that, guys. Joe, I'm back. I got my Cowboys Letterman on. Had to
Yeah,
make sure that was. It's cold out here in DC. It's like twenty
rocking it,
something degrees.
dude. That's
Yeah,
too.
man. What's up, man?
That's too cold. No, nothing,
Oh
man.
yeah,
Just I watching your footage, draft footage. I think, man, it's a good time to be a Cowboys fan. Like, it's off season, but a lot of people are putting out good content. I love watching your stuff, dude. Like, you're killing
yeah. I
it with
think
the draft coverage. Killer.
yeah, I think we got the market corner, Joe. And anybody who's watching this video, know we're gonna put it out on my page, and I'm doing an upgrade to the channel. So if anybody wants to help donate, man, please do. And then like also, I know your Patreon is up. Make sure you guys hit Joe up, man, because it takes hours, dude. Hours and time and money to get out content quality worth like giving to the people, but it's worth it, dude. Being able to it's worth it. I can honestly say like becoming a YouTuber and like doing it and then meeting people like you and meeting new people, it's been great because it forces you to be sharp. You got to do the research, but then you also have to take the fan perspective and be able to, debate and talk. And me and you debate, and some guys we don't agree with, but it's all respect in the end, and that's what it's about, yo. Just getting these ideals together and making it make sense.
Amen to all of that, man. I totally agree with every single thing you're saying there. Right on.
Bye bye. Let's hit it, yo. I got a
Yeah,
bunch of notes. I'm ready to slam, dude. I'm ready to
yeah,
slam.
yeah. Let's do it. So I guess like the kind of like the breaking news that you kind of revealed to me because I didn't know, but apparently there's been a trade.
There it is. Just like that, the whole draft is affected. So for those of you who don't know, the Redskins have just traded. It's like very breaking. The Skins have just traded Alex Smith to the Skins. I mean, excuse me, the Chiefs have just traded Alex Smith to the Skins. The details are coming out. I believe Monte Nicholson was in that trade, their rookie or first year safety. I don't know if he's a first or I don't know. I don't know. He's okay. A bunch of Skins fans love him. But how the big picture of all of this, Joe, is it affects the draft because now
Yeah.
you got to find out the market for Kirk. Is it Denver? Is it one of these teams drafting high who want a quarterback? Is it the Browns? Do the Browns say we just can't take another guy? And I just recorded a mock, Joe, and my mock was like, yo, I know I'm not ragging on your boy, but I know you love Deshaun Kaiser, but I feel like him and Josh Allen are the same player. So I don't think that they could take him. If I'm the Browns, I'm taking Saquon Barkley, but what quarterback? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, and maybe the Browns aren't in love with anybody, and they say, we'll take Kirk Cousins. And then, obviously, the Skins were probably already in a market for a quarterback anyway. And to me, they still are because, let's be honest, Alex Smith has a noodle arm, and he's an athlete. But, Dallas played him. He didn't scare Dallas at all.
Yeah.
And it's no Kareem Hunt or Tyreek Hill in Washington. So, I mean, hey, I get it if I'm Washington. I guess he can bus drive for a little bit, but the only way this works is if they draft they still have to draft a quarterback to me.
Yeah, it's they gotta get somebody. I mean, he's like a placeholder. I mean, he was a placeholder for uh, Kaepernick, and he was a placeholder for Mahomes. So he's kind of like that, like the bus driver guy. But somebody's gonna come in. So yeah, you're right, man. They're probably still gonna be in the market for another quarterback. He's
I
not.
mean, you would think so.
Yeah, he's not
Yeah,
the
he's
answer.
not the answer.
Yeah, he's not the
Alex Smith
answer.
got drafted in 2004.
Yeah, dude's old, man. He's got some age to him.
But yeah, I agree.
But you're right, man. That's a very important thing. How it affects the draft. I mean, that's probably the biggest take from this that I take, and you pointed that out. One of the first things you pointed out to me, I was like, yeah, man, it really does, because our whole thing has been we want to push the talent down to us so more quarterbacks
Yep.
can get drafted. So this kind of may throw a wrench into that now. So we'll see, man. We'll see what they do.
No, I completely agree. Like, you want it. What do we say, Joe? We want four gone. You want four quarterbacks in the first 12, 15 picks. And somebody could still run up there and try to make something happen. You think of Buffalo, maybe. You think of some other guys who want to come up and steal their guys. So,
Yeah.
but you want talent being pushed back in all these rounds.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it'll be interesting. Like, it happens every year. A trade or two. I remember when, you know, their Skins gave up the kitchen sink to the Rams to try to trade up and get Griffin. I mean, it happens every year.
Yeah.
It happens every year.
Yeah.
It happens every year.
And that's the thing that you gotta love about the draft, man. It's you just don't know what's gonna happen. Who's gonna leapfrog? Who's gonna make moves? Who's gonna move down? I mean, it's what makes it fun, man. I mean, I love the draft.
I love the draft, Joe. I love the draft.
Heck yeah, man. So speaking of it, let's obviously we kind of been texting here and there and talking a little bit about the Senior Bowl. I saw some of your breakdowns. I love it, but so
Likewise, Joe.
yeah. So what is your biggest take, man? Anybody stand out, or what you think, man?
Okay, Joe, I know you've been covering it very, very well, so I'm not gonna talk. I want to get your take as well. I'm not gonna talk everybody's head off. So I'm gonna go Marcus Davenport. I thought he played well. He started off slow. The UT San Antonio kid, the small school guy that everybody's getting kind of hip to. I think he solidified himself in the first round. I really like Will Hernandez. On my next mock, Cowboys fans will see what I did, and I stole him from you, and I loved him already. But I think he's ready made. I think he's just as good as Quentin Nelson because you saw him against pro competition. His feet. I think he plays with actually maybe a little bit more power than Nelson. Well, I don't know because everything I've seen from Nelson, he's basically like Zach Martin 2.0. But that's the thing. Hernandez does some things that you like, and you like his mentality, and guys can't disengage from Hernandez. So you like that a lot. Here we goes. Agbanya Okoronkwo, Oklahoma DN. I thought he played well. I thought he got to the quarterback very, very well. I thought the tight ends as a whole did good. That whole group was pretty good. I thought Michael Gallup, Colorado State, was smooth. I thought Deshaun Hamilton came out of nowhere. But my favorite receiver of all was James Washington, another Joe Rod guy. It was questions about could he. I did a good breakdown on him versus Cheeto, and
That was great,
there were
man.
questions.
Yeah.
Thank you, bro. There were questions. Could he separate his route running? And he did great. So those are a couple of guys for me. Not gonna get into the quarterbacks because we're not in that market. So yeah. What about you, Joe?
Man, it's funny, man, because a lot of those guys you said are a lot of the guys I like. Deshaun Hamilton, I liked what he did at the Shrine Game, and he had good practices, and did good in the Senior Bowl, and that's what you want to see, man. You want to see guys that are competing, continue to improve. Michael Gallup, I like his hands. I just wish the quarterbacks had a little bit more accuracy because he was there. They were just overthrowing him and a little bit inaccurate at times. But I liked him. James Washington, obviously. I like the OU linebacker / defensive end. He's an intriguing prospect to me because he has a pass rush skills, and he can play linebacker, and I think he plays with a good swagger. I like him. I like what he did in practice and in the game. He did good. Obviously, Will Hernandez. I think that guy. He's like you say. He's ready to go. He's ready made. Good player. I like what I saw from Cole Madison. This is another guy the Cowboys looked at from Washington State. He held his own, man. Nobody ever really beat him during the game. I was watching him closely because I knew that's a guy the Cowboys met with, and I could see him as a swing tackle kind of guy. A later round kind of guy.
Joe, what did you think about Allen Kappa?
I thought he did good in the practices, but the game, he had his moments, but he's definitely a mauler type of guy. He kind of has like a judo hip throw kind of move that's pretty cool, man. I think It could be a swing guy too, man. I liked him too. Um, but some of the other guys, the O'Neal guy, I thought, he kind of didn't show up as well as we had thought he would from Pitt. Um,
Brian O'Neal from Pitt, yeah.
yeah, that guy. But
Yeah, he was just okay.
yeah, he was all right. Who else we got, man? Uh, quarterbacks. Yeah, we didn't really like those guys. I mean, we're like you said, we're not in the market, but those guys really stood out to me. Defensive tackles, we're I would say we're in the market for one. Um, Harrison, I know you liked him from Stanford, right?
He played good in the game, Joe.
Yeah, yeah,
And that's what matters. And I know Cowboys fans, everybody was, oh, he's a one-trick pony, man. Screw that. That dude played good in the game. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. You pair him, and now you can let's say, and that's another guy who, let's say you pair him with Collins, and now Collins can kind of free up and play three, and now Harrison can play one. It was a little too much of Collins playing the one. They all are interchangeable.
yeah.
But I want Collins getting up the field. You saw him do it, so that's kind of where I want him at, more or less.
Right, me too, man. I'm with you 100% on that. Totally. But I liked him, man, because I know you pointed him out like in one of your videos, and I watched him in the game, and I was like, yeah, he hit it right on the head with this guy. So good players, man. Overall, I liked a lot of the players. The tight ends, I like Gesicki.
Yes, Gesicki was really good.
His stride kind of reminds me of Novacek.
Okay.
Just the way he runs, which it's not necessarily a good thing or bad thing. It's just something that he kind of reminds me of. But good hands, and who else? Who else stood out, man? It was a good game overall. I liked it.
It was a good game overall, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't have the star power of last year, but it had good talent. There's a lot of talent all around. So definitely, Cowboys are going to be, they have options, man. And like we talked about before, you can't really go wrong with who they take in the first round because we kind of have needs kind of all over the place. So
let me ask you this, Joe, because this is going to tie right into my to my mock draft. So let's say you get wiped out at linebacker, right? Okay.
Yeah.
You're wiped out at linebacker. Let's say it's very realistic that as much as we know about these linebackers, and if you want an elite one, Roquan, Tremaine, even Rashaan Evans, let's say you got to get them early. Let's say, Miami snatches up Roquan, or, the Bears snatch up Tremaine Evans. So now you wiped out. It comes to 19 where you have to pick, and you got to make a pick. You picking a guard or you picking a safety?
I'm gonna pick a guard, man. I'm gonna pick a guard. I think the whole theme about Dak has been, you gotta have the receivers, but he's gotta have time. He's gotta have a clean pocket. I think that's what he had his rookie season. And that loss of Leary, I mean, it was huge. I think some fans underestimated that loss. Did the Cowboys make enough of a push to get him, to re-sign him, or did they just let him walk? They rolled the dice with Green. He was a disaster. Cooper, okay. But there was too many times where, there was too much pressure up the middle, and, Dak didn't respond as good as we wanted. Second-year player, man. I mean, you're kind of hoping for a lot. So I want to fortify the line, man. I want to get back to Dak having a good pocket, clean pocket, scanning the field, hitting the guy, man. And we didn't have that last year, and we got bit, with depth and injuries and that kind of stuff. So give me the guard.
Give me the guard. Okay, yeah, because I think you hit it on the head watching one of your videos, and it's so true. Dallas has to. Fans, get ready. PSA, be ready. Don't fixate yourself on a receiver. Don't fixate yourself on a linebacker. I know we want linebacker and need linebacker, but the Cowboys made, and that's what I did with this next mock. And I'm going to release it after this video, or it'll be up on the channel in the draft section, so you guys check it out. the fact of the matter is, if you think that the Cowboys are gonna, if you think they're gonna just zero in on a guy, they're not. That's not how they draft. Because when you're picking at 19, you have to be prepared. You have to be prepared to stand in and make a pick. You know what I'm saying? We can make your argument for safety. They may have. It's not likely. Like, following the trend, I don't see Dallas drafting a D tackle early. Maybe in the second, but I don't see them draft. I don't think they have a high value on D tackles. I can see them doing a linebacker, and I can see them drafting I can see them draft. I really talked myself into them drafting Will Hernandez. Why? Well, number one, your running game is now back to elite, right? Yeah. Okay. Number two, for all the things you said, and he has some position flex. He can play outside a little bit if you need to, if something happens with Tyron, if he doesn't get completely healthy. And number three, for that reason, I think that keeping the O-line solid is more important than drafting a linebacker to me, because your running game helps your defense in so many ways. It just does. Yeah. It's a brand of football that we're trying to play.
Yeah, and that's what it is. The Cowboys team, the foundation is the offensive line. It starts and ends there, and when it's not good, we saw the struggles. And 19 at a guard, man, I'm totally hip to it. I'm fine with it. Whether that's Isaiah Wynn or Will Hernandez, because the thing about Hernandez, I don't see him making it to 50. I don't see him making it.
No way.
And you don't want to have to move up to get him in the second round, like a DeMarcus Lawrence kind of trade where you're moving up to the top of the second to get him. You're losing picks. I don't want to do that. So it'll be interesting, man, what they do, because maybe they do have to do something like that. And we do have comp picks coming, so we will have some ammo. But I'd rather not have to do trade ups.
100%, Joe. So I think you spot on with that one. Yeah, man. Okay, so I got a question for you, Joe. I have another idea as well. Yeah. The Cowboys trade back.
Okay.
And Calvin Ridley's sitting on the board. You drafting him?
Trade back from 19 and he's still there?
Let's say the Cowboys trade back to somebody wants to come up and get, I don't know, maybe they like Rashawn. Let's say there's just a trade back situation. Remember when they traded back to Travis Frederick? Does that almost guarantee us a guard, or now do you pull the plug on receiver, or what do you think?
I think a trade back does lean more towards O-line and a guard, especially if we're talking Hernandez. But I think Michael Irvin made a very good point about the wide receiver, that the Cowboys really need a number 2 guy. And, keep Dez, get a better number 2 guy, which I totally agree, man. I do not like our number 2 options. T. Will peaked. We already know what he is. Body catcher, draws passes, has good plays here and there, yeah. But for the most part, you can get better there. And then I think if you get better there, you're helping out the offense. So I would start there, and then maybe the following year you can take a look at, upgrading Dez.
Get you a 2. Get a 2 that can become a 1.
There you go. That's it, man. And there's players out there that can be that. There are players that could, that could maybe pull that off.
Mm-hmm.
It really is an interesting pick. I know a lot of fans want him. And if they took him at 19, if he's there, I mean, I wouldn't hate it. But at the same time, I don't know. I'm just not feeling. I'm not feeling wide receiver in the first round, to be honest, myself. That might change depending on what we do in free agency, what they do with Dez, if they do anything. They might not touch him. They might leave him. They might extend him and rework the deal. Who knows? But
I think Michael Irvin's spot on when it comes to, like, number 1, the talent out there isn't better than Dez that you would get.
Right.
Number 2, everybody has all these answers, but everybody has, all these concerns, but no solution, no real answer. Because you telling me that, you know, nobody in this class is gonna step in and take over a franchise. I think people got spoiled from that Odell Beckham draft. There hasn't been a draft like that where receivers come in
Yeah.
and really turn it up. I mean, the last guy who's really been like great is probably, I say, Michael Thomas. Has a great quarterback throwing to him. That system allows that. Michael Thomas is a good player.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, but I mean, I can't think of any other really rookie receivers who came in. These guys from last year struggled, right?
Yeah.
So
All of them.
just yeah. I mean, Corey Davis and Laquan Treadwell, and I can name more. John Ross.
Mm-hmm.
He got drafted because of the what he did his 40, and
Nothing.
he was hurt. Yeah, exactly. So I think if you're a Cowboys fan, if you're a GM, or if you are the GM, I think they'll say we got to go with the same thing. And I think Michael Irvin was also spot on when he said, "Look, trying to find a number one is hard. Think about this Chiefs. Yeah, okay, they just traded Alex Smith. They hadn't found a number one in their lifetime. Somebody who put up the numbers that Dez has put up. So, come on, man. I'm not saying that Dez is perfect. Dez is definitely on the back end of his career, but can he still play? Yes. So, let's not overreact and just blow it up. Again, me drafting a Will Hernandez lets me know I'm still in this thing. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or drafting a guard, or because I'm back to elite status on my offensive line, and I want to be elite at something. You have an elite position group, you can win and maul and do what you need to do. Okay,
That's right. That's exactly right, dude. I mean, spot on, man. Spot on. I mean, you got to do it, man. Where position group you can get elite, you do it. Pull the trigger,
you got to do it, Joe. You have to do it. Yes, sir.
We are seeing eye to eye.
Yes, sir, man. So, I think that's it, man. I think we hit the Senior Bowl standouts. I know Combine is coming up. I wanted to see Rashaan Evans at the Senior Bowl, Joe, but he just didn't show up because this is the last time they do football things. So The fact that he was hurt kind of hurt me because I know he's definitely on the Cowboys' radar.
Yeah, I do, man. I want to see him. I know you was on your list of guys, and I was watching his tape, man. I was like, this guy's a player. But not to see him in the Senior Bowl, that kind of sucked. But
It did.
Yeah, he's gonna have the opportunity here at the Combine. Shaquem Griffin got the invite to the Combine, so that'll be interesting, man.
It'll be interesting, Joe.
Yeah. But
it'll be very interesting.
I think that's it for this episode of the Draft Huddle. Foots.
That's a wrap.
That is a wrap, man. So we'll see you guys here for the next one, and we'll keep grinding out, prospect videos and talking about the Cowboys.
D-line next one, Joe?
Yeah, I think we got to hit up. Yeah, because we did linebackers. We did safety, cornerback. Yeah, that was the plan. So, D-line. Next episode.
And then we'll get to the big boys.
Yes, we will.
All right, man. Thank you guys, everybody, yo. Make sure you guys donate to Joe's channel. Donate to my channel. It means the world. Seriously.
Appreciate it, Foots. Thanks, bro. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We'll see you for the next one. Peace.
Peace.